back to the Freak Show. Bumpy McSquigums here. I want to thank you all for joining me as I continue with my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity, the White March. We are going to head to Caed Nua. And once we're there, we're going to do all the things that I said, including resting and all the other random stuff. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Good stuff is happening all over. We'll have to return to the Hall or Library of Infinite Mysteries and tell them that we buried the thing because that's what was requested of us through the soul of the god of the changing underling understanding of doom.
Looks a little healthier than before.
You know, that whole scenario. Alright. Alright, the Adra is whispering to us once more. We're having our nightmares or what have you. Ah, here we go. Player named Gus. You awake to see Durance, his staff held in both of his hands before him. A flame flickers at its top end, casting long shadows across his face, as he stares in contemplation. Still, for all the light of the fire, your eyes can't focus on him. Perhaps it is awakening from sleep, or a trick of the light, but he seems indistinct, blurred around the edges, everything except for the staff. The staff, he seems to be studying its engravings. As you watch, the engravings glow thinly red like through the cracks of heat-suffused wood. The lines stream like molten metal, burning along the edges of his staff, then branch out in an intricate series of fiery veins, bunching thickly where his hands clutch the wood, pulsing as if a heartbeat. As you watch, the veins spiral into a dozen separate circles, circles that spiral again until they are arranged in a circle of their own. They pulse, wait, and all is strangely silent. And then suddenly there is a great light from the fire, a rushing of air, a great flash, and you awaken again to see Durance in the same place, still holding the staff, but he is solid, real. He doesn't seem to have noticed you, or reacted to what occurred. Well, that sounded fun. Yeah, we're gonna not talk with you right now because we're scared and we may wet ourselves because you're a terrifying person. But instead, we're gonna go over here to the little hacienda on the outskirts here and be like, hey man, guess what we did? Pay us and give us experience. And then he's gonna be like, okay. And we'll be like, yeah. I'm curious, do you have level... You do not have level 5 spells yet. But that's okay. It'll be another 2 levels or so before you get them, maybe 3.
I'm here. Welcome.
Thank you. Good hunting. Yes, I took down the Dweller. To the relief of the merchants, I'm sure. Here's the coin they were offering. We got rid of the Dweller's head. We got 2250 copper. We got 4,044 experience and a total quest experience of 6,066. I don't understand what the difference is. Like, what is quest experience? And what is party experience, and why aren't they the same number, and do they stack? What is the difference? Can someone in the comment section maybe explain it a little bit more in detail? Because that's something that I still don't quite understand, and I haven't really said anything up to this point. And I'm also assuming that the party experience is literally evenly split between all party members. So if we were to get 6,000, each person would get 1,000. Since we got 4,000, each person got like what? Like I can't do simple math right now, but like 750 or something like that. Like I said, I don't know. I'm just throwing out a random number. Don't feel like thinking. Sly Cradell is gone. Good. Good work. They'll be celebrating a new Heomar soon enough. Here's the bounty. 2250, 4044, 60, 66. What are the most recent bounties? Well, that's all I have on offer right now. By the time you've claimed those, I ought to receive word of more targets. Well, we completed 2 things. And we definitely pushed ourselves over the halfway mark. The page unturn added. The quest expires in 1 day. What? Oh, okay. Rewards 15% experience. The Blind Monk's Venom minor item. Expires in 25 hours. Duration. A series of murders. Murders have shocked and terrorized the scribes of White Rock Isle. Sequestered in their island monasteries in the Boot of Andra, they have had little success reaching out to the mainland for help. Though renowned for their integrity and artistic talents, the scribes may be unknowingly harboring someone who is attempting to sabotage their work on forbidden books. Well, I'm going to assign Haravius to this place. this thing. Okay, so he is now doing that. I need to go talk to that guy. And here's another quick thing that I want to do. We're going to leave this because it's pretty tight up in here. I want to bring Kana over and see if in his inventory he has that item that he got from the last quest that he did. And if indeed he does, I'm going to take it.
Better indeed.
Thank you. Party member character thing? Party. There's probably a way to change party members. Stronghold? There it is. I knew there was a way. I'm going to put you away briefly. I'm going to recruit you. I'll accept. He is a lower level, which is a bit off-putting. Fine Brigandine. So what was the item that he ended up getting? Because I feel like we never got it. Or I'm insane and we did get it and I have no idea what it is. Is he wearing it? I thought it was a neck piece. Is there a place that we go and we pick it up? I apologize, folks. I don't know where this is. Somebody mentioned that we had it, and I still don't know where it is, or what it is, or where we get it. So like I said, I thought it was a neck piece, but isn't this the one that we always had? Yeah. Alright, let's go take a look. It does keep a record for us. Oh, looks like he can level up. Cool. Alright, let's go do that then. Unused points. We'll give... Oh, he's got a lot of lore, doesn't he? Okay. Oh, wonderful. AoE Charmed. That's interesting. Rejoice my comrades. Immune to terrified fear. Okay, no, I'm just gonna grab that one. And then we can get Beloved Spirits. Modifies Ancient Memory. Allied AoE 3.2 Durance. Okay. So we just get improves the changer's connection to the soul fragments and employ increasing ancient memories healing capability. Okay, interesting. Sure, why not? It's fine. Oh, and he leveled again too. Nice. Or weird. Depending on how you look at it. I feel like there were so many more options last time. One doesn't stood against the power. What is this? Drop trap, rhyme, and frost trap per 3 seconds. Okay. Sure. Why not? So I'm not really caring too much about what's going down with him there. So let's go see here. This was a thing that we did. Is there a history of things that it's going to be here, right? View the report. You got the father's teeth. Where is that? It grants rot skulls. It summons a rot skull. 30 seconds. So where's father's teeth? Like, we have it. Is there a place that we have to pick it up from? I do apologize, but I have no idea where that's at. Well, that's fine, I guess. Because we definitely don't have that in any of our inventory slots, right? Like, I'm not delirious. That's a thing that would kind of stand out. And it was definitely Kana who had it. It would be a neck piece, so it would be here. Yeah, I really don't have any idea. I apologize, folks. So someone can explain to me, again, I'm not sure when you'll actually see these episodes, but If you can explain it to me before I find it, that'd be fantastic. If you can't, I still appreciate it. I still greatly appreciate it. Trust me. When I have questions and people answer them, it makes me happy. Alright, I need to change this. You need to be here? Yeah, that seems about right. Well, I know with a fair amount of certainty that inside here there's a chest. Perhaps it goes there. I don't know. Let's go find out. Let's figure it out. Hopefully Haravius returns in time. I'm not even sure if that's how you pronounce his name, but...
You really don't see enough fountains in dear wooden architecture.
No, you don't. But we're bringing them back into the fold. Yeah, it's the latest thing. Fountains are totally making a comeback this time around. Oh, chests. Hey, Haravius. Oh, it's Kana. Never mind. Caed Nua is a marvel, an ugly, crumbling marvel, but even so, it's overshadowed by what it sits upon. But the keep itself can tell you much about the Adiran settlement. A very rigid people, I find. You're being hunted. Do you know anything about this place? Let us be on our way. Don't really want to talk about you right now. Just want to find that item that you stole from me. You would think it would have been in his room, right? Bloody darn it. Where is it? It's not fair. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little tiny bit saddened by all of this. I mean, it doesn't seem like the most amazing of things, but it doesn't seem too bad. Definitely enough to have my interest there, and I would very much like to take it and do things with it and put it on my neck and be like, look at these teeth. I got these teeth right here. That's right, teeth with an F. But sadly,
Better indeed.
No teeth. Yeah, Caed Nua's coming along. Pillars of Eternity has been localized in several languages. If you would like to experience the game in a different language, you can do so through the options menu. Also, loading. ... I'll talk to you in a minute, Azuro. Hey, what's over here? Aha! That's where it is. That's where all of our treasury items are, too. Sweet! Okay, cool. Somebody, like I said, somebody may have explained this to me a bit better at some point, and I might have read it and been like, oh, cool! And then I didn't ignore it. I just either didn't figure out what was going on or something. So, again, if somebody did explain this to me, I do apologize. As I'm sure I just misunderstood, misread, or I don't know. Oh, I don't know what to tell you. 18 Fortitude. Well, Rot Skulls opens. Oh, it's just a hover? Well, it makes this a bit tankier. What is the neck piece that I have right now? Fortitude, Reflex, and Will. Not sure what a Rot Skull even is. A ranged deflection bonus. I feel like that's not that useful. I'm going to try this. I may regret it, but might as well give it a shot. Okay, and... what are Rot Skulls? Creates rotting, disease-riddled skulls in hand of caster, acting as a ranged weapon that cause crush damage and apply disease-based corrode area of effect that does damage over time. Huh. That sounds useful.
Indeed.
I know, right?
Hmm?
Alright, let's go talk to Azuro. What's up, man? Just a moment of your time, my lord. Well, I apologize for anyone who spent the time to tell me where the thing was. as I did find it in the same episode I asked. Cool. Good tidings, my lord. I am Azuro, famed merchant, purveyor of many valuable, and dare I say rare, objects. And so I would like to remain. I have an urgent matter to discuss with you. Something you'll want resolved as quickly as I'm certain. Very well, let's hear it. You call your allies together and motion for the petitioner to step forward. Onto the throne of Caed Nua I sit, and I wait. It's these bandits, my lord. The roads are absolutely crawling with them. Yeah, I've been robbed too. My taxes did not come in and pay me big dividends this month. I totally agree with you. And they have the local merchants in a frat. I'm having trouble filling out my stock. My suppliers say the risk is too great. Nobody wants to hear that the fineries sent out for delivery have been stolen by unwashed brigands. If I have no goods to sell, I cannot make a living, nor can I offer you the many special items normally at my disposal. Well, I'll have one of my allies assist you. No, I will put an end to this. Yes, my lord? What is it you have planned? Azur watches you curiously, his hands folded eagerly in front of him. Give him 5,000 CP. My name has worth in these parts. I'll personally ensure the delivery and cover all losses that occur. That should allay any fears. Aggressive bandits will be the least of their worries if those merchants don't open up the supply lines. Aww. Well, I was hoping to make money and buy cool stuff, not man. Fine. Quite a more generous offer these suppliers have never heard. I'll warrant it. Thank you. I have more goods to offer you in short order. I'm sure of it. Feel like I done been bamboozled. I done been bamboozled. I may have earned 200 experience, but I've been bamboozled. Well, I suppose it couldn't be helped, right? Okay, so, that being said...
Looks a little healthier than before.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Is there anything else we can do here? I mean, like, I know we can go back underneath the underground stuff and a few things there. The botanical gardens. I guess we can go check that out. Hey, botanical gardens, what's going on? It's so lush and lovely. Look at it. Very botanical. Very gardeny. Well, I suppose there's not a whole lot left for us to do here. Alright, I'm going to run on down there. I guess I'll talk to my boy Durance here in a moment's time. I claimed the bounty on the outlaw. Oh, that's because I had it selected still. Okay. Call to court. Yeah, that was a task. Find more pieces of the ancient sword. Seals. Find more seals. The parable of Weil. Return to Grimda. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm going to be doing. Here's a bunch of quests. Fragments of scattered faith. To the records archive. Oh, there you go. The Trials of Durance. Time and Tide. Merwald has gone too far. Kanarua wants to do stuff. The Master Below. Explore the Endless Paths. Dream and Memory, the Grieving Mother. Mine's experience a powerful communion. Okay. A 2-story job. Tell somebody about the plot. I unintentionally thwarted what would-be thieves. Stumbled into hideout. Okay, with the initials AD. Wrote a plot to rob the Brackenbury nobleman, Lord Raymond. Okay, and Rogue Knight. Yeah, that's fine. And then, of course, we have to go never far from the Queen. Go to the Temple of Wodica. Yeah, that's fine. We're working on it. We have a whole bunch of stuff. Alright.
What?
Durance, let's talk, buddy. I thought I felt your eyes on me. Now come the words. I had a question I wanted to ask you.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door.
I saw something strange. You were sitting by the fire, and I saw a great light from your staff.
Tell me what you saw.
Durance is silent, staring at you, locking gazes. It was a flash like an explosion, a rushing of air, incredibly bright.
It is the light of the Godhammer you saw.
Really? Durance takes in each word. He is strangely silent for a moment. When he speaks, his voice is low. The Godhammer.
It was a weapon of Deerwood's people, a symbol of their independence. It saved the Deerwood.
Oh, what do you know about it?
It brought the Saints' War to an end, knocked a god from his perch. There are few that would deny Eothas overstepped. The Godhammer reminded Eothas of it.
Durance's voice remains low, steady, as if repeating something he said many times before, either out loud or to himself. Durance's face becomes stone.
You saw its light because I helped shape it, give it life, and release it into the world.
Durance
Once
swallows and
seen,
nods.
its glory is almost too bright to be believed, and too bright to be forgotten.
You helped build the Godhammer?
There were 12 of us. We fashioned the weapon,
Durance
crafted
nods.
plans for it, prayed for guidance at Ashfall, and it came to me there. Each of us were given a staff made from the forest of black trees around us, glowing with embers and fire far greater than this branch you see now. It felt as if the staff was Margaren's own finger, guiding my hand, guiding the other 11, the shadows of the 12 who would come to stand on the bridge to stop Eothas.
Shadows of the 12?
Even in that stand, there was a ritual to it. For the 12 that stood on the bridge, there were 12 shadows cast, 12 faithful of Margren, her fiercest supporters and shapers of the Godhammer.
Durance rests his staff in front of him, and the flame atop it curls for a moment. The light flaring slightly, it splits into a ring of flames, one after the other, until 12 is met.
As 12 held Eothas fast, we 12 unleashed our prayers and let the Godhammer fall.
Then it blossoms brightly once, and resumes its candle intensity. In the aftermath, the shadows seem sharper in the vicinity, as if they have edges, and you blink to clear your vision. Durance is still staring at the tiny candle-like flame intently.
Shadows cast by the fire of the Godhammer, perhaps. We shared their fate as well in time. Now the spine of the Deerwood is marked by the Godhammer, marked by Margaret.
The flame suddenly winks out, smokeless. Durance frowns and moves his gaze from the staff. What do you mean, shared their fates? Or fates, rather.
Not all deaths come with stilled breath and stilled heart, or other stilled passions beneath the waste. Some deaths come from silence.
Durance grunts and adjusts the cord of his robe.
The connection we once shared with Margren. After the light of the Godhammer, it was not the same. It was as if we'd lost our senses, and sense of purpose as well. Instead of victory, being welcomed, there was silence, within and without.
Huh.
Not many can claim to have killed a god. It is less a heroic tale than you would think. And such a death, it changed our faith. All faiths, I expect. Doubt followed, and the world changed. I do not believe Margren was pleased by what we had done.
Durance returned his gaze to the dead tip of the staff. Why is that?
The world is broken, the wheel stilled. There is sickness in the world's heart. Perhaps the price of crossing a god.
Durance scratches at his pox scar, then stops, and withdraws his hand, studying it, frowning.
Crossing two gods. Even as Margren shaped our hands, perhaps we carried her will farther than was allowed. Just as Widewind did. Saint Widewin. Mortal arrogance to match mortal arrogance.
He pauses, staring at his staff. Durrance spits. Puh.
Yet if the world had changed, then I sought to change with it. If I had forgotten some of Margaret's teachings, I would find them again. I would make her see me again.
What'd you do?
I remembered Margaret's teachings. How reminders on the flesh were more important than the death of a vessel. And I wondered if killing Aethys, if that had simply set him free. Had it allowed him to escape his punishment and be taken on the wheel?
Durrance frowns.
Like a mortal?
Durrance's voice takes an odd upturn. For once it feels like he is genuinely asking a question. He shakes his head.
As I stepped from the now blessed Godhammer Bridge, I thought of Ashfall. I thought of the War of Black Trees. Wondered if I needed to be burned to find myself again. That is Margaret at her heart. At least that is my hope.
Durrance frowns.
These are the doubts that befall me.
What happened when you returned to Ashfall?
The road to Ashfall is long. Gives one time to think. And if you think long enough, you do not go home. I left without telling anyone, with only the robes I wore at Halgot, my staff, and my name, which is long buried.
His hand tightens on his staff.
Of my fellow 11 craftsmen, disciples, I know not what happened to them, if they suffered the same doubt as I did. But it was underserved. It was wrong. We had done all that. Or had asked. Grab victory from defeat and...
You feel as if your god has betrayed you. Do you feel as if you betrayed your god? Tell me what happened on the bridge. Now tell me what happened on the bridge. We chose the bridge because we could control it. Durrance's hands tighten at the top of his staff, as if holding it by the neck. It was a place where we could choke Aethys in his own footsteps, where we knew his feet would fall, a narrow neck of stone. But it was much more than that. It was the spine of the deerwood, symbolic of its backbone. Such symbols are important in the construction of a weapon. Durrance studies his staff, his eyes traveling along the etchings. Any weapon. Durrance's face hardens and his eyes burn, his eyebrows narrowing. I suspect Aethys knew that as well, and so did his vessel, in its arrogance. His hand tightens on the staff. He intended to walk upon the bridge as if walking on the backs of the deerwood. And we intended to burn him with the light of our faith, and his. 12 on bridge, 12 in the shadow, and gave ourselves to it. Gave yourselves to it?
We put much of ourselves into the Godhammer. Such a device is not simply a machine. There are elements of the spirit in it. Even Widewind's spirit.
Durrance frowns. Elements of the spirit.
Each of the 12 who brought the Godhammer forth would have done anything to save the Deerwood, save its people. It is why we were chosen. Each of us hated this pretender. That rage, that spirit, that rebellion went into our work. And went into studying him as well.
Durrance's face twists into a snarl. Widewind, why?
We all studied Widewind. He was our enemy, and he had provided the flesh the god wore as a cloak. That flesh made him vulnerable. I knew what fields his hands had tilled, his family, what he had harvested, where he had been born. We sought to know him, what had led him to fight us.
Why was that important?
You don't kill the god. You kill the man it inhabits.
That's fair.
And you leave that man a ruin. Burn him to ash. The weapon was meant to not only burn his flesh, but it would burn his soul. And it did. At the cost of our own. And at the cost of our goddess's favor. That whore be damned.
It sounds as if you fell victim to your own weapon. Is that why your image was blurred in the dream? I have other questions. Is that why your image was burned or blurred in the dream? Durance frowns, glances at you with a sharp look. Perhaps your eyes were blinded by the Godhammer's light, Watcher. He snorts. I may feel half a man at times, but even that is twice that of most others.
If you fear for my spirit, your fears are baseless. The Godhammer, seeing its light, only fueled my anger and made me stronger. Made me re-examine the teachings of Margaret. Put them in a new light.
Durance shakes his head, but there is tension in it. He's flushing red. It looks as if there was only part of you, as if your spirit had been sheared in half.
I do not need you to cast any more questions on me, Watcher. Nor did I ask you to look upon me without my leave. Get gone, and leave me be.
Durance snarls, his face a feverish red. Alright, well that was interesting. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this particular episode. In the next episode, I don't know what I'm going to do, but we'll figure it out when that time comes. Until then, my name is Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you so much for stopping by the Freak Show, and I will see you later.